What's up, guys? Mr. SLIN here with another video. I'm live streaming right now. Sup, stream. I stream every day, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Pacific. I have a thread on Team Fortress TV where I do demo reviews. It says, post a medic demo, get a video response. So if you post your gameplay, I will review it. Now, I'm doing first come, first serve. So if you post one in here and it's been a while, thanks for being patient. Trevor, thank you for the 1 bit. All right, today we're doing a demo review of Marcy, who is just looking to see what it is that Marcy can improve on. And the team is an open. She plays an open. Perfect. Thanks, Marcy, for submitting the demo. Happy to review this for you. I saw your guys' comments in my last video saying that you wanted me to do some demo reviews of some high-level gameplay. And I plan on doing it soon. ESEA just closed their registration today. So next week I'm going to have plenty of demos to review from some high-level gameplay, but I'm going to try and catch up on some of the demo reviews that I'm seeing from some players tonight. And right now I can already see that your team is just not on the same page as to what you're doing. Maybe there was some confusion in the play calling when your team was rolling out, but you and your demo went left and everybody else went right. That's typically not a very good play call. I highly recommend that you do not do that in the future. That's a very, very bad idea. You had no protection for your demo man, so he had a really hard time taking area control top left, leaving him completely vulnerable. The fact that you got it alive is nothing short of a miracle. And now you have yourself a 60% Uber advantage and should be looking to push into middle with your Uber. You already know they're down a soldier, so the chances of them bombing into you with a sacrifice play are very low. And so you should already begin mobilizing to get into mid. There's 3 different ways you could do it. You could go choke, house, or valley. You're choosing to do none of those options. You're letting them get their soldier respawn. And I think you guys just did not keep track of Uber here. So one of the most important things that you can do as a medic, and oh wait, actually you guys are going for the push. You guys are doing it. Oh my god, this is great. This is great. You guys got 2 frags. You didn't use Uber. This is amazing. This is the best thing ever. I don't know why you guys bombed so deep for the medic, though. Seems a little bit questionable. Make sure you're looking forward as that happens. Okay, I know there's a player behind you, but make sure you're looking forward as that happens. After you guys get the 2 frags, what you should have done is slow things down. Really slow things down. And don't let them, like... Don't let your teammates get too aggressive and feed kills. Right here, you shouldn't have to pop Uber if you play safe. Wow, you are doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Amazing. Amazing work. You played that pretty well. You played that pretty well. Sorry, I just realized now that the game volume was way too high. I'm so glad that we turned it down a little bit. So, generally speaking, pretty good gameplay. I was worried that you guys weren't going to push into middle with your Uber advantage. I'm glad you guys ended up doing so, but don't wait so long, because the longer you wait, the more time they have to set that play up. And you want to just move quickly and catch them off guard while their roaming soldier was dead. Even Uber's upper lobby, which means I'm going to fast forward. Okay, I'm going to really fast forward here. Alright, here we go. Looks like you guys are going for a sacrifice play. You guys sacrifice your scout in. And you get forced through the staircase. No one was watching the staircase. So, I mean, you don't need me to tell you that that's kind of a mistake. As you guys jump in and force their Uber, you realize your 2 players dead, so you should probably start backing up. No one's watching the staircase again. Okay, and you're out to yard. Good. Good. Okay, there's so many ways you guys could have played that better, but let me just give you a basic 5-on-6 Badlands last push hold, so that way you guys have something to go for next time. So if you imagine Badlands last, like this is a doorway and this is a doorway, and this kind of leads into like up here, and this one leads up here. This is a wall. This is like a staircase. Okay. And this is like the right side where they can like come up into lobby like this. Okay, that's a really, really bad drawing. But you know that the enemy team, what color are you? You guys are You guys are red team, so I'm going to draw with the red team here. So you know that the blue team has like a couple people here, right? Usually medic, pocket, demo up here. They usually have like a soldier over here, like a scout. And then the second scout is like roaming. So you guys should be looking for that scout to push here up the staircase. That's what you should be looking for. So what I prefer to do is there's like a drop down that comes around this way. I prefer to stand in the drop down. I put my medic here. I put my pocket here, watching the staircase and the upper doorway. So he can spam the doorway if there's anyone coming out here. He can spam the lower main underneath through this way if there's anything coming under there. So he's got full vision, and he can see the deep right lobby to see if anywhere that the blue team can exit, he has full vision on that. Demo man can be right next to you, right, with a trap above the doorway or a trap on the stairs so they can't push up. And then you can have a roaming soldier standing here shooting down into the low ground. So that's just like a really standard hold that you can do. The roaming soldier can also stand on the entrance to battlements, so he can also spam this doorway to try and get that force too. So you have two soldiers spamming this upper doorway. Really, really strong. The reason I don't like your guys' hold, your hold looked like something like this. You guys had a couple people over here like this, and then some people over here like this. The reason I don't like this is because the blue team can run a player up the stairs into your drop down, and now you guys are forced to look in multiple directions. You're forced to look this way, this way, this way, and on battlements, right? This blue player can come all the way around battlements, get behind you guys, and then flank for a force. So there's just so many like threats. You guys need to do a drop down hold. That's just a classic hold you could do. Okay, moving forward. So you know it's even Ubers, and the blue team's thinking about pushing out, so you want to punish them for even thinking about it. And I like the way you guys are putting pressure on them. Blue team backs right off of that, and now you're back into the even Uber hold. So we're gonna fast forward. You guys are fighting lower main, and even okay, you guys lost both your scouts. I don't think your scouts were playing heals there, but I fast forwarded too fast, so that was my mistake. Okay, so even Ubers, you guys are down 2 players, so you're doing the right thing by holding out. Saint is just going in right now. This is fine. Everything's fine. Okay, I would prefer that you guys hold on. You see how you lost your soldier there? You don't need to lose your soldier there. There's no reason to lose the soldier there. I would prefer that you hold on Pride Rock. That's like way safer. Because the blue team, you're actually giving them an opportunity to push out because you're down 1 player now. I also think this is like really uncoordinated. Most of your teammates are in fighting, and then you've left them and bailed to choke. So you guys, this is like the second time in this scrim that I'm seeing you guys are not coordinated on the same page as to what you're doing. So you really need to like, everyone needs to follow the same call. That's the most important thing, like one of the most important things in TF2. You need like a really strong voice on your team to be like, this is what we're doing. We're going to attack this. We're going to defend this. We're going to push. We're going to back off. And then everyone kind of just moves together. And what you don't want is like half the people are in and half the people are out. Because you're not, like, a really strong tactic in TF2 is like this, everyone just groups up together and shoots the same things and fights together. It's really, really good. Okay. You guys are going for ye old bat cap. Peeking upper lobby. Okay, you guys pop Uber. I'm not sure what you popped to, but you know they don't have Uber yet at least, so this is kind of working. You guys have a frags. They're about to get Uber though. And they just got it. Okay. Ooh, you guys just lost a bunch of players. You notice this is happening a couple times where you're backing out and a bunch of your teammates are dying in last. Kind of unfortunate. If you guys have Uber advantage, I actually prefer that you take it top left instead. I don't think you thought you had Uber advantage though. I think you intended to push top, to just peek top right and not pop Uber. So it's just a weird play in general. If you have Uber advantage, typically go top left directly into their combo and try and kill their medic with your Uber. Or at least force their combo off the high ground. So at this point, you have 40% advantage. Somehow. I don't even know how, because you popped and then they popped, but it shouldn't be 40%. That's huge advantage. Oh, here's a good tip for you. At like a lower level, you build Uber up to 100% and then you go for the push. At higher levels, what you'll want to do is build up to like 85%, and then see how you're spending time peeking choke and stuff. By the time you actually go for the push, you'll be at 100. So start pushing at around like 85 or 90% if you want to be really safe. But you don't need to wait till 100 to push. Also, yeah, see, oh, was that a sack play? Oh, that was a 2-man sacrifice? I wouldn't recommend a 2-man sacrifice on Badlands mid, typically. Oh, but it's working out for you guys. Okay, you actually could have dropped your demo man. If you imagine the situation where you drop your demo man, it's still 3 versus 2. Right? Look at the top. There's even if your demo man dies, it's still 3 versus 2, and you wouldn't have had to pop Uber. So I would have preferred that you kind of let your demo man die, and then grab on one of your scouts and just like pop, and then try and kill one of like their medic maybe, because if their medic gets out alive here, that'd be very sad. Yeah, it looks like their medic's gonna get out alive. But if you would have just saved your Uber, let your demo man die, it would still be like a 5-on-3 as you push yard. You wouldn't have had to use Uber there. So now it's even Ubers. You guys are yeah. One of the things that happens in Open, I know this happens all the time, is like wacky things happen where it shouldn't work, but it somehow does. And that's totally fine. That's going to happen sometimes. But what you're trying to do is build some kind of consistency. Some kind of situation where like you have advantage, and then you can rely on that advantage to win the next team fight. And when you're at disadvantage, you want to just like play safer because you know that they have advantage, they can push you. Rather than like this kind of craziness, like some of these plays that you guys are going for are not very reliable plays. Like a 2-man sacrifice on Badlands mid is typically not a very reliable play. Okay, so you know they have a sniper, so I like how you're playing in outside of the sniper sight line. So this is generally pretty good. I actually prefer it if you cross back to the left side, if possible, but maybe they have a really good sniper, maybe you're just playing safe. Alright, we're gonna speed up a little bit. Okay. Okay, you guys have a pick. This is really good. Now you guys want to go for an even Uber exchange. So you're buffing your players. Okay, I feel like the order of operations is kind of off. What you need to go for here is one of two things. You have two options, okay? I'm going to draw it in paint so it's very clear. Where's my mouse? Here it is. Okay, you have two options. Looking at the top of the screen, okay? Option number one. Go for a 1 to 2 man sacrifice. The nice part about a 1 to 2 man sacrifice is that because they're down one of their scouts, it's going to be harder for them to resist that sacrifice. So you can throw one of your soldiers in from like lower main and just jump in, and then throw a scout into the top left, and the 2 people just go straight for their medic. Even if the 2 people die, it's fine because Kutch is dead for another 12 seconds, and it's hard for them to push out of last, even if it's 5 versus 4. So you could just back out to second point, do that drop down hold that I talked to you about, and then once the Uber fades, regroup, wait for your respawners. It takes them 40 seconds to build Uber anyways, so you have plenty of time. I can sketch it out. So force Uber, then run away, not using Uber, nobody dies, except for sacrifice people, right? And then wait for respawners, and then push last with 6 people full add. That's one way to do it. Option number 2, if you don't want to go for this one, is to exchange the Ubers if you want to win last right now, okay? So that option 2 would be to exchange the Ubers, which takes 8 seconds to do. right? It takes 8 seconds to exchange the Ubers. And then after the Ubers come off, push 6 versus 5 and win, right? So that's another way you could have won because you have number advantage. A way you can bring it down from 8 seconds is to make them flash, because when they flash people, they lose time off their Uber. So you can make this 8-second Uber like a 6-second Uber if you get in deep enough and make them flash a bunch of people. Now let's say this is an 8-second Uber. Catch is dead for 12 seconds. Let's say it was like 15 seconds maybe, but let's say it's 12 seconds. So you need to go exchange the Ubers like right away, because the longer it takes you to do that, the blue team's trying to stall right now so that Catch can respawn. So you're trying to do the exact opposite of what they want to do. They want to stall, you want to push and exchange the Ubers. So you should go do that faster. And there's no point in buffing your scouts here, because your scouts shouldn't be coming in when the teams are Ubered and there's like a lot going on. Although it does make sense to buff your scouts if you go for the sacrifice play, which is play number 1. So let's see what you guys choose to go for here. But you definitely shouldn't squander this opportunity. You should either go for one of those 2 plays. It looks like you're buffing your scouts, so that indicated to me that you would go for the sacrifice play. But actually you guys ended up going for nothing, right? And meanwhile, 10 seconds later, Catch is about to respawn. And that pick that you guys got, it doesn't do anything for you. So you can't let that opportunity be squandered. And so this like the general sense that I'm getting from you guys, based off of like a little bit of non-coordination that I'm seeing from your team, and the fact that it was 6-on-5 there and nothing happened, means that you guys don't really have a strong play caller on your team, which is hard to have when you're playing an open. But someone on your team just needs to step up and just like, okay, here's same exact situation, right? Josh is dead for 20 seconds, and you guys need to make the call. Let's exchange the Ubers, get rid of them, and then push last and have, right? If it's an 8-second Uber, that means you have a 12-second power play, a 12-second 6 versus 5. So you guys are going to pop. You guys are going to pop 2 people in. Okay, that's fine. You guys are going to stack the point, and blue team forgot to block with Uber. Totally fine. Totally fine. I'll take it. That's totally an open thing. I'm cool with that. All right. That's fine. Open hashtag open things. I'm cool with it. All right, at least you guys went for something on the 6-on-5. I'm happy with that. I still don't really agree with this play call where like half your team goes left, the other half goes right. But you guys did improve over the first mid-fight, which is that you decided to bring a scout with your demo man. And at least your demo man had a little bit of air cover, because that's what your demo man needs. Your demo man cannot shoot soldiers very well that are jumping his face, because he's not really good at close range defense. So having that scout there with the demo man is really good, because it pushes the soldiers away and gives the demo man room to breathe and spam the enemy team. The downside is half your team is away from your medic, so you're not really able to deliver heals to them. So unfortunately, you're just dumping heals into your demo man. No one's really shooting at your demo man. Everyone's shooting at the 3 players that jumped their train. See what I'm saying? So your heals are not really getting put in the right place. You want to be healing people who are getting hurt, and all the hurt people are on the other side of the map. All right, so 40% advantage. You guys need to be getting in a little bit faster. Okay. Think logically here. What is the blue team trying to do? The blue team is at a 50% disadvantage, which means it's going to take them 20 seconds to build Uber. Since it's going to take them 20 seconds to build Uber, the blue team needs to stall for 20 seconds. If the blue team stalls for 20 seconds and gets Uber, success. So how do you prevent that from happening? Well, you need to win the next 2 points in 20 seconds. That's your objective. Okay, so you need to do the opposite of what they want. They want to stall, you want to rush. So what happens is you need to just move a little bit faster, because every second you waste is just more time off the clock that they're going to get Uber. The correct call here is to just get into lobby and just shove last as quickly as you can. If they're doing a forward hold, then you can climb Spire and jump in through battlements. If they're not, you need to go. Because what happened here is you got second point, sure, but you could have gotten 2 capture points off of this. So I'm sure you guys feel really good about this, but it could have been more. Okay, you guys have a pick. You need to get... You have 16 seconds to get into last. And you guys are just squandering it. Yeah. But it's an open team. I know, it's an open team. But... Hopefully the game sense tips that I'm giving you right now are either really obvious to you, but you didn't realize it at the time, or I'm teaching you a lot about how the game typically flows, right? So you get a kill, then you're supposed to push 6 on 5, because 6 people typically beats 5 people. That should be very obvious to you, but maybe it's not, or maybe you didn't realize it at the time. But yeah, 6 versus 4, you should definitely get into last. Okay, so you guys went for the exchange of the Ubers. Now it's going to be 6 on 4 for another 5 more seconds. And you push the point and you win it. Nice. Good. Good. That's the play number 2 that I talked about earlier, right? You went for play number 2. When you have advantage in numbers and even Ubers, you went and exchanged the Ubers, and then when the Ubers came off, you won the 6 on 4. So that was really good. All right. Let's see the next one. Okay, I like how your team's playing together right now. You have 4 people on your train. That's really, really good. That's really, really good. That's really, really good. Actually, you guys played really, really well together. Notice how much easier it was for you to take control of your train and be safe. So I think you did a really good job of that mid. There's no reason to stack mid captures because, I mean, it does get your players forward spawn a little bit faster, but you want to take Spire a little bit quicker. It's fine. You guys did fine. It's fine. No worries. Not a big deal. Typically, leave a scout to capture mid, and then everyone else pushes up. You want your demo man to be on Spire instead of your scout on Spire, because the demo man on Spire can trap up the lobby and stuff, but the scout on Spire is not as good. He also runs really fast, so he can catch up to 4th point faster. Okay. Even Ubers, a situation we're very familiar with. Gonna fast forward. Alright, I think I've seen a lot of this demo already. I'm gonna watch one more last push. Generally speaking, a big part about TF2 is just figuring out what the enemy wants, and then you just do the exact opposite of that. And I'll explain more in detail in like 2 seconds. This is a really good push from you guys. Beautifully done. Awesome. Yeah, that was great. So, oops, that's Minesweeper. That's the wrong thing. All right. So let's say it's 1, 2, 3 players and they have 6 players, right? So they have 6 and you have 3. So what's your objective? You want to stall 15 seconds so that you can get 3 more players. And what's their objective? They don't want you to get 3 players, so they want to kill you, right? So if they want to kill you, you need to run away. You just think about it that way, right? And then if you're the other team, imagine you're the blue team. You just say, like, I have 6 players. They want to stall. I don't want them to stall, so I need to push as fast as I can. So you just need to think in that kind of sense and act with a little bit more urgency. I think you guys will be able to capitalize a lot more and punish a lot more and do a lot more with your number advantages and your Uber advantages if you just move a little bit faster. The way you'll be able to do that a little bit faster is if you do a better job of keeping track of Ubers. I saw one opportunity earlier on in the match where you kind of like didn't keep track of Ubers that well, and then you finally pushed mid with Uber. But generally speaking, you were doing a good job of keeping track of Ubers. Hit tab a lot and check the number advantages, and then just push off of those. And then generally speaking, on both mid fights, just any kind of team fight in general, you want to be playing together as a group. So that way you guys are all supporting each other. So let me draw out a mid fight for you, so that way you can kind of understand like how I would do some mid fights. I'll give you some mid fight strategies. So imagine this is Badlands mid. This is my drawing of a bridge. There's like a house that goes over here. This looks, I don't know how to draw a doorway. This is like a doorway. And there's like a balcony thing. It looks kind of like this, and then it kind of like goes into like a hallway into choke. And there's like a similar thing over here. All right. And I'll draw it like that. Okay. So what you typically want to do on mid fights is you're going to call for a left-sided mid or a right-sided mid. You typically don't want to call for a split mid. You call for one or the other. So let's say you call for a left-sided mid. Your demo man comes out here. I'll draw it as X's. Your demo man comes out here. You need a scout on your train. I'll draw a train here. So get a scout on your train. You want scouts on high ground so they can shoot the soldiers. Then you're gonna try and climb up here, and you want to get up into this area as quickly as you can. So like a powerful mid. Sorry, I'm gonna reset. Like the ultimate demo man position is to be right here, because the demo man can shoot here and here and here. That's the powerful position. That's the most powerful position you can be in. The way you get into that position is if your demo man is much faster to mid than their demo man. So like, let's say your demo was here, but their demo was here. Their demo man puts no pressure on your house. Your demo puts all the pressure on your house. So it's kind of like a tug of war when your demo man gets to mid. Your demo is here, their demo is here, and they're kind of fighting, right? Hitting stickies on each other. This guy gets hurt down to 50, and he backs up into his house, right? And then when the second this guy backs up into his house, you take this advantage and push forward, and now you sticky out their house. That's how this works. Or maybe you guys are just trading blows. That's like, so like a situation where you're losing would be your demo man is in the choke or your demo man's in the house. So what you want is like group up everyone over here. Like you want scout on train, you want demo man over here. Maybe they have a scout underneath or pressuring the point or something. And then you're up here and your pocket soldier comes out of valley and then jumps your train. So now you have 5 people. I've like scout soldier on the train, you have demo, medic, scout, and then your roaming soldier has an option play. He like comes out here and then he jumps up here, or like he goes underneath and does the submarine thing. But like all 5 players are grouping together so that you in this position right here, you can heal everybody. You can heal this guy, this guy, this guy, or this guy. You can just heal everybody around you. That's awesome. That's one mid. Another mid fight that I would do for is like a right-sided mid. So imagine there's like a closet thing over here that looks like this. So your demo man will do the rollout through house, but he'll come out balcony like this. And that allows him to still exert pressure on the point, but without being by himself. If he's by himself over here like this, you saw this happen in the very first mid fight, they can run scouts up through closet and stuff and kill your demo man. And because your demo man has to defend himself, he's not putting pressure over here, which is where he wants to be putting pressure. So it's better for your demo man to be like over here. So you put your demo man on here, and then your medic, like you over here, and your soldiers are over here like this, and your scout sits over here by closet. And then you say, go. And your soldiers like jump up, and then your scouts go through the closet, or they can go around the closet. And then, see, now you have 5 people. Did I draw enough X's? 5 people putting pressure on their train. Everyone's together, see? And then your demo man, if he gets pushed, he can like drop down into the valley and walk up the closet if he wants to. There's like tons of different plays he can do. So that's like another one. But no matter how I draw this, I'm never going to draw like a split fight. And I'll tell you why. So let's say the mid fight that you chose to go for, which was like a demo man, scout, medic, and then 2 soldiers and a scout. The reason why this doesn't work is because no matter what the enemy team does, they're going to beat you. So they choose to go 5 players to the top right. Remember the train. So they're right, scout on train, demo man here, medic on slope, pocket soldier jumps up to train, right? So he's going to be up here. And then they're roaming soldier over here, and you have another scout putting pressure on the point. Let's say they go for that left-sided play like I talked about. They have 5 people shutting this down, and you can't heal any of these guys, right? It just sucks for you guys. Now, sure, these 3 players over here shut down this like one roaming soldier over here, but you're spending a lot of time healing your demo man who's already at 260. None of these people are going to shoot at your demo man. They're all going to shoot at these people and just deny them. And they have high ground advantage. So The other play they go for, right? Let's say they go for the right-sided play. So they go for medic over here, right? 2 scouts closet, 1 going through, the other one coming around, 1 soldier, actually both soldiers jumping up, and the demo man playing patio. This is like basically 6 players dumping on your 3 players. And these 3 players have to like get up here, then come back around. It just takes time. So what the blue team is doing is creating 6-on-3 situations, and you're creating 3 versus 0 and 3 versus 6. So that's why it's better to just ball up. So if both teams are doing this properly, it kind of looks like this. Like, you know, your demo man's here, scout train soldiers. It looks like, hold on, I gotta back up a little bit. Okay, that's a roaming soldier. You have 5 people over here, right? I'm just throwing some more X's down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So it looks kind of like this, right? You're not going to drop down into valley to kill this roaming soldier because he's got gunboats. He's going to jump around. So you guys are kind of like fending him off so he can't jump you for free. And then your soldier's trying to find a way to get in for free and distract them so that when your demo man's hitting damage onto them, you're like, oh, they're hurt. That's when your entire team just pushes aggressive. And your 1 scout can deny this soldier or like whatever you want to do there. But like now they're just getting dumped on here and like backing up and yeah. Okay. I hope that explains that pretty clearly. Let me just like go over like a basic play that you can do for Badlands Yard. So you have like a gray bridge here that leads into like a lobby, and this kind of comes around like this. That's like trash over here. There's like some like trash and stuff. There's also like a drop down here, but there's like a wall. And this is choke point, right? There's like a patio. This is choke. And then it kind of comes out like this or something. And this kind of comes around like this. This is called Pride Rock. And then this is Spire. Man, I'm really good at these drawings. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. This is amazing. And there's like a wall over here. Okay. This is second point. What you want to be doing, you want to be doing the same exact thing that I talked about on the mid fights, but do that on second point. So you want to keep 5 players together and 1 player alone. So in this situation, I put the roaming soldier by himself typically. And the reason why the roaming soldier here is so good by himself is because there's a health pack right here. So he's got all the health in the world and he can easily deny these 2 choke points. So nothing's going to get behind you. Then all 5 players should just come around this way like this. So when you win a mid like that and it's 6-on-5 and you want to go for a push, just like shove everybody through here. And what I saw in a couple of the situations was like they're back here like this. So you just shove everyone through the choke, right? Then your roaming soldier comes out this way and joins you. Anyone over here cannot backcap mid fast enough. That's just impossible because you have 6 players just like pushing the spire. You need to like everyone focus fires gray. Once the blue players back out of gray, the struggle of paint. Once everyone backs out of gray, they're probably going to go trash. So they're all going to be over here, right? So now you have, I'm just going to like redraw this. So like if you imagine this world where like your roaming soldier joined you over here, like he came this way. So he came through here. Then you have like a bunch of players over here, right? And they have like maybe 1 player in forward spawn, and they had like 5 players over here, right? You just need to like, remember they're trying to stall, you're trying to move very quickly. So what you want to do is get through side spire as quickly as you can. There's no chance that they're going to split up. Remember I told you if they split up into 2 groups of 3, it actually hurts them. So they're not going to want to spend like half of their players over here because that's 6 versus 3 or 6 versus 3. So they're not going to want to do that. So you can just shove this way, zone them out, right? Everyone spams like the battlements too. Shoot. Right? So you just spam like these 2 areas and get away from the choke. So that if the blue player decides to come around this way, you guys have already rotated away from the choke. And that way you're putting tons of pressure on the spire. Remember, 4th point captures much faster than 3rd point. So even if this blue player over here decides to go for a back cap on middle, it's not fast enough. You guys will be able to push the 6-on-5 here and win like every time. And so as a medic, what you want to be doing is getting out of this area as quickly as you can. This area sucks because it's very far away from Gray Bridge and it's very far away from trash. So you cannot exert pressure on those places. Where you want to be standing as a medic, like the ideal scenario, I gotta like really back up here. So remember, they're gonna be like here or here. You either want to be here or you want to be here. Does that make sense? The reason why you don't want to be here 9 times out of 10 is because they're just going to sticky this up and you can't get through this door without using Uber. And that's a really bad Uber to pop because they could just kite it and then return. So you don't typically want to go this way. When I'm winning mids, so let's say it's 6 on 4. So I'm going to draw 4 players now. I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe, okay, 6 on 5. I'll make it a little more interesting. 6 on 5. So they got 2 players maybe over here towards trash, 1 player on gray. So this player here on gray doesn't want to be by himself. So he's going to rotate over here. So now you've got really, 5 players over here. I don't spend time capturing middle. Remember I told you you want a scout to cap. You leave a scout to cap. Shoot. You leave a scout to cap mid. Everyone just gets over here as fast as you can because it takes a long time for you to run from here to here. That's a very long run for you. You can cut across this way, but the downside is that anyone at any point in time can drop down off the battlements and kill you. So I typically like to play it very safe. Like the problem with being here as a medic is that unless you're covering a house, you can get flanked from like 5 different directions. Like he can flank you here from patio. He can flank you here. He can drop down and flank you here. He can drop down. He can come around this way. So like this spot is terrible for a medic on the red team. You just want to like get over here as fast as you can. And the faster you do it, the better you are. So I typically stand here and then I think, am I winning or losing? Am I losing? Okay, bail. Am I winning? Okay, awesome. Just like fucking get in. And then I'll drop down off of here and push the right side. I've got soldiers on Spire covering my ass. I've got a scout pushing forward into this area with my demo man, and we're just shitting on this doorway. And they're just stuck here. They got nothing. We got high ground advantage. So it's really, really good. You just need to get into this position. This is like the safest position on second point ever. And that's why I recommend, so let's say you go for that 2-man sacrifice on last and it doesn't work out. I always position myself out here. Like don't position yourself on Gray Bridge trying to hold this doorway and this doorway and this doorway. That's a lot. This is actually a drop down over here, right? Don't try and hold 3 doors like that. Just stand right here and focus all your pressure on Spire. If they come this way, you're going to see them coming from a mile away. You can see it from like all the way over here. You can see this. And if they come from this way, it's terrible because you have full high ground advantage because you have Spire. So this is just like the strongest place in the world. Try it out in your scrims. Let me know how it works for you. Yeah, this should work out. Awesome. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, bell me, bros. See you on the next video.